Wow, that is an interesting fight. And you know why it's interesting? It's a dangerous fight for both guys. Number one, very dangerous fight.
We know that Morell's been pressing for quite some time to get this opportunity, and 1 February is that's when it's going down.
Morell's been talking a lot. He's been saying that I'm scared of him, this and that, and I think this is just a way of me proving that it doesn't matter who it is. I'm gonna get him in the ring sooner or later.
You have like the good lefts. You training hard. You have power. You have everything. I mean, nothing.
Renowned boxing trainer and analyst Teddy Atlas had offered his perspective on the upcoming light heavyweight bout between David Benavidez and David Morell, scheduled for February 1st, 2025. He pointed out that it is a very dangerous fight and highlighted the intrigue surrounding the matchup. He praised both fighters for their exceptional amateur careers and noted their impressive records as undefeated professionals.
Wow, that is an interesting fight. And you know why it's interesting? It's a dangerous fight for both guys. Number one, very dangerous fight. Both of them were terrific amateurs, undefeated as pros.
Atlas stated that David Morell, a standout from the Cuban national team and a participant in the Olympics, has achieved remarkable success in a short period. He secured a world title within just a handful of professional fights, a feat accomplished by only a select few in boxing history. Winning a title in just 6, 7, or 8 fights places Morell in an elite category of fighters who have demonstrated extraordinary talent and capability early in their careers. Teddy added, "Hey, don't forget, I know people who don't give him enough respect, but he really should get it."
Everything else, he won a world title in a short period of time, like only a few special fighters have, guys like Lomachenko, Rigon Dial, who else? There's been a few, but a handful of guys that could win a title in 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fights, which he did.
Teddy Atlas highlighted the significance of the matchup, emphasizing that it features 2 fighters with bright futures ahead of them, both willing to take a significant risk. He pointed out that their undefeated records, immense talent, and the high stakes involved make this fight truly special. Atlas noted that these fighters are stepping into a challenge that many others might avoid, showcasing their courage and commitment to proving themselves at the highest level. He added, "They are taking a risk when a lot of the fighters are like, no, I am going to wait for a bigger fight. Not a bigger fight as far as danger, but a bigger fight as far as payday."
It's 2 guys in there that have the future in front of them in their career, and they're taking a risk. They're both taking a big risk. That's what, for me, that's what makes this fight so special. Their talents, their undefeated records, what's at stake, right? All of that. But that they're taking a risk when a lot of the fighters wouldn't. They'd say, no, I'm going to wait for a bigger fight.
Teddy Atlas urged the boxing community and fans to give David Benavidez and his father more credit than they are currently receiving. He pointed out that despite not getting the fight with Canelo Alvarez, Benavidez remains in contention for a matchup against either Artur Beterbiev or Dmitry Bivol. He expressed frustration, stating that instead of sitting idly by, waiting for the big opportunities, Benavidez continues to stay active and pursue the best challenges in the sport.
And Benavidez, give him all the credit in the world. My goodness, him and his father. Give them credit that, they didn't get the Canelo fight. They're right in line for the winner of Bivol and Beterbiev. And what do? They just sit around and, twiddle their thumbs or sit around and fight a soft touch? No, they take this. So I'm chomping at the bit. I'm really curious for that fight.
Ex-CEO of Mayweather Promotions Leonard Ellerby commented that the matchup between Benavidez and Morell will be an excellent fight. He emphasized that both fighters' styles will mesh well, which could make for an exciting and competitive bout. Ellerby fully expects the fight to last into the middle or later rounds. He added, "I don't think it'll go the distance."
Guys really are going to get after it on the 1st of February. It's an excellent fight. I think the styles will mesh well for it to be potentially a fight of the year. I fully expect this fight to go to the middle of the late rounds. I don't think it'll go the distance.
Leonard Ellerby stated that David Benavidez has always been the type of fighter who wants to stay active. He emphasized that Benavidez is eager to face the best opponents, constantly seeking challenges. Ellerby described him as a fighter's fighter, someone who thrives in competition and is always ready to prove himself in the ring. Leonard added, "This fight right here is a true 50-50.
Well, yeah, David's always been that guy. He wants to get in there with the best. And he wants to stay active. He wants to fight these guys. He's a fighter's fighter. and nothing but the utmost respect for him.
According to Leonard Ellerby, it is clear that David Morell has been pressing for this fight for quite some time, and now it seems like it is finally going down. He has been vocal about his desire to face top competition.
Most definitely, and obviously he's up for the challenge. We know that Morell's been pressing for quite some time to get this opportunity, and 1 February that's when it's going down. Yeah.
Boxing trainer and coach Stephen Edwards spoke with FightHype.com and has stated that the upcoming fight between David Morell and David Benavidez is one where Morell has the potential to win. However, Edwards expressed uncertainty about the outcome, acknowledging that while Morell has the skills, it's still unclear whether he can secure the victory against such a formidable opponent like Benavidez.
This is a fight that David Morell can win, but I don't know if he will win.
Stephen Edwards stated that he needs to learn more about David Morell before making a final judgment on the fight. He expressed interest in seeing how Morell navigates the match, how he demonstrates his skills, and how he handles himself under pressure. Edwards pointed out that it will be crucial to observe whether Morell can make adjustments if he's not winning, which could be a key factor in determining the fight's outcome. Stephen added, "I am very impressed with David Morell, but he kind of relies on his forcefulness, his strength, his size. I mean, he's way too big to be fighting 68 pounds I have been around. He's a big guy."
I have to know about his IQ, how he navigates through the late rounds, how he deals with the adjustment in the fight that he may not be winning. He had trouble with Hot Rod, but he wasn't losing.
Stephen Edwards pointed out that David Morell has been facing opponents who have been much smaller than him, which allowed him to dominate without needing to rely on other aspects of his skill set. Edwards added that he hasn't yet seen how Morell adjusts or showcases his boxing IQ and ability when faced with a more competitive challenge. He emphasized the importance of seeing how Morell handles different scenarios in a more evenly matched fight. Praising Morell's coach Ronnie Shields and picking between Morell and Benavidez, Stephen stated, "He also has a great coach in Ronnie Shields. Ronnie Shields knows what he's doing. He's seen everything in his game over 40 years, and Ronnie is very confident in the fight. But if you make me pick, I'm going to pick David Benavidez."
A lot of the guys he's been fighting are so much smaller than he is where he doesn't have to go into his bag of tricks and rely on other things like his IQ and things like that. And I'm not saying he doesn't have it, but I haven't seen it yet.
Stephen Edwards praised David Benavidez, stating that his boxing IQ and defense is very underrated. He pointed out that this is the first aspect that stands out about Benavidez. Edwards also mentioned that while people often claim Benavidez is easy to hit, it's important to understand that when a fighter fights in the aggressive, high-pressure style that Benavidez does, it's nearly impossible not to get hit. He emphasized that Benavidez's approach is part of what makes him so effective in the ring.
I think that his IQ is very underrated. That's the first thing. I think his defense is underrated. People say he's easy to get hit. He's easy to hit, but when you fight like he fights, you're going to get hit. There's no way you're not going to get hit when you're walking to a guy. Plus, he's a big target.
American sports personality Stephen A. Smith spoke with YouTube boxing journalist Sean Zittel, telling him that he believes the fight between David Benavidez and David Morell will be a big one. Smith expressed his excitement for the matchup, acknowledging the potential significance of the fight in the boxing world. Although he denied witnessing the press conference, Smith added, "I am a huge David Benavidez fan."
No, I haven't seen any of the press conferences or anything like that, but I think him against Morell is going to be a big fight.
Stephen A. Smith applauded David Benavidez, highlighting his fearless approach to boxing and his willingness to take on any opponent. Smith emphasized that Benavidez is always ready to fight, earning his reputation as the Mexican monster. However, he added a note of concern, stating that sometimes he wonders if someone will hurt Benavidez because of his tendency to stand right in front of his opponents, leaving himself open to potential risks. Smith added, Benavidez doesn't move, but he clearly shows he can take a punch and he can damn sure give one.
I just applaud the fact that he ducks no one, and he's ready to fight at all times. He is the Mexican monster. Sometimes I'm wondering, is somebody going to hurt him because he's right there in front of them.
Smith praised David Benavidez for his impressive attributes, noting his speed, power, boxing ability, and heart. Smith expressed his admiration, stating that he might be Benavidez's biggest fan. He added that he has great respect for Benavidez's skills and is eager to see him compete on the big stage. Smith added, "I don't root against anybody per se, especially in the sport as violent as boxing, but I am a huge fan of his and I wish him the best."
He's got speed, he's got power, he's got boxing ability, he's got heart, and I don't know if there's a bigger fan of David Benavidez than me.
David Benavidez had an interview with FightHype.com where he spoke about the press conferences and his interactions with David Morell. Benavidez expressed that while respect plays an important role, hearing someone repeatedly claim they will dominate or defeat you adds an extra layer of motivation. He explained that such remarks naturally affected his mindset, especially when preparing to face Morell in the ring.
Respect only takes you so far. But once you hear somebody saying over and over again, they're going to beat you, they're going to fuck you up, they're going to knock you out, they're going to do this, they're going to do that, you know, that kind of does something to you, especially since I'm already going to get in there and fight him.
Addressing his first interaction with David Morell at their first press conference, David Benavidez reflected on how it was the first time tensions truly began to rise. He shared that during the event, he didn't speak negatively about Morell and even extended a level of respect. After the press conference, Morell approached him, offering a handshake and a hug, which Benavidez interpreted as a gesture of mutual respect. Despite this, Benavidez noted that they left it at that.
It's the first one. That's the first time it got heated up. You know, I didn't really talk bad about David Morell before that. You know, I kind of give him his respect. But after the press conference, you guys didn't see that. I mean, he came up to me, he gave me a hug, he shook my hand. So I was like, oh, well, this is probably what it's going to be. You know, we're probably just going to sell this fight. You know, he doesn't seem like he's trying to become disrespectful. So whatever. We left it at that.
Reflecting on the first press conference, which took place on his birthday, David Benavidez explained that he arrived in a calm and relaxed mood, intending to keep things respectful. He mentioned that it was his birthday, so he approached the event with a composed mindset. However, he noted that despite offering a respectful handshake, Morell attempted to make him look foolish in front of everyone, which left Benavidez feeling surprised and angry. So he pushed him, he added, "When I do that to someone, that means I am ready for whatever. All respect is out the window, but it's better because that's this fight should be."
When I got into the press conference on Tuesday or Wednesday, you know, it was my birthday. I tried to come a little chill, and you know, I tried to shake his hand, and he made me look stupid in front of everybody. So then he just kept talking shit, and that kind of really just put me into another headspace where I pushed them, and you know, I'm wrapped up. When I do that to somebody, that means I'm ready for whatever. That all respect is out the window.
David Benavidez confidently stated that David Morell is 100% scared of him, accusing Morell of looking for a way out of their fight. Benavidez pointed to Morell's actions at the press conference, claiming that when Morell threw his belt at him, it was a deliberate attempt to cause trouble. He suggested that Morell knew if the belt hit him and caused a cut, it could potentially delay their fight, further demonstrating his alleged fear. He added, Morell aimed at my head too. He didn't try to miss.
For him, I know he's 100% scared of me because he's already looking for ways out. Like, who throws belts at somebody's face? I mean, that's a heavy-ass belt, bro. For me, throwing that belt at your face, I know in my head that I'm going to hit you, and the fight is going to get canceled because you're going to get cut.
David Benavidez said that ever since the first face-off, he could feel the fear in David Morell. He explained that he had been doing this for a long time, and Morell's actions made it even better because they were drawing more attention to the fight.
So, you know, since from the first press conference, I knew when we did the face-off, you know, I felt the fear in him. You know, I sensed the fear. Now, I've been doing this for a long time. And also the same thing with this one. You know, like I said, be careful what you ask for because I might be there to give it to you. And, you know, but at the end of the day, this just makes for a better fight.
David Benavidez stated that he himself had undergone testing for steroids, but he pointed out that David Morell had been continuously delaying similar tests. Benavidez mentioned that he conveyed to Morell's team that if the situation persisted, he would be forced to cancel the fight. This, according to Benavidez, was a move to ensure fairness and transparency before going forward with the highly anticipated matchup.
It's been accused of it's not getting tested.
Kelvin Hot Sauce Henderson stated that many fighters in the sport are cheating and implied that fighters like Morell may be using drugs that enhance recovery. He suggested that these substances allow them to return to the gym and train at a faster pace than usual.
Or cheating, like cheating during count. When I say cheating, like maybe taking something that makes them recover faster. So it doesn't necessarily make them stronger or faster, but it makes them recover quicker. So they're getting back into the gym doing harder reps, longer reps than everybody else. Everybody else is tired, sore, or injured from training the day before. They're feeling refreshed, ready to go. So ultimately, you get more reps.
As the fight looms, it's clear that both fighters are ready to take on the challenge and prove their worth. Benavidez, with his unwavering confidence, remains undeterred by any threats, while Morell is determined to show his skill set against an elite opponent. The boxing world will undoubtedly be watching as these two warriors go head-to-head on February 1st, 2025. It's a clash of ambition, talent, and courage that is sure to be a must-watch for boxing fans worldwide. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to share it with a fellow boxing fan who'd love to see this content too. Don't miss out out on any of our upcoming videos, hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you're always in the loop. And if you liked what you saw, show us some love by giving this video a thumbs up. Your support helps us bring you more great content.